A couple of words that you said actually very early on there, I want to draw attention to and focus in, because I think maybe that phrase, that expression that you said early on, might bring a lot of clarity to what's the, a distinguishing point here that really makes things clear. At least it did for me as you were speaking, was you talked about addressing things that are going to prevent or get in the way, right? So would it be fair maybe to rephrase that and to say that there's nothing wrong with working on improving our character, even if it's in the interest of improving our, let's say, relationship prospects. But that's not because, I want someone to marry me because I'm going to develop this characteristic, so much as, this thing's kind of getting in the way and messing things up. And it makes it harder for someone to appreciate who I really am and for me to be able to develop that relationship. So by addressing these things, I'm going to be removing factors that are getting in the way and then allowing people to have a better chance to get to know me and appreciate me for who I am.
That's right.
Okay, so when it comes to, let's say a person's, had this realization, they realize, yes, I have these flaws, I should work on them, maybe primarily just for myself and for my own development and progress, and because that's why I'm here. This is a part of purpose of my existence, is to work on being everything and everyone that I can be. Also, it's probably a good idea in terms of increasing my prospects of finding a fulfilling relationship that, is going to bring me meaning and joy over the course of my life. But that's a pretty big project. Where do I start? Can you give maybe some practical pointers on maybe how to prioritize and choose which things to work on? Should we work on all the things at once? Should we choose one thing at a time? What are some practical tips or maybe general rules, if there is such a thing, for how to go about actually then addressing that and getting that moving forward?
So I think a lot of times people maybe not up front, or maybe can't process that this is what they're actually looking for. But a lot of people kind of want somebody in their life that is almost like for lack of a better term, like a robot that they've kind of pre-programmed. I want my spouse to be this, and this. And until I find one that is this, and this, with all of these particular details, then I'm not interested. And it's kind of like trying to have a relationship with a robot. You're having a relationship with a robot that you pre-programmed is exactly what you're looking for. You're not going to have much of a relationship with that person, because you're really just having a relationship with yourself. That you pre-program the robot and then you're loving the robot. Well, that's pretty.
And then when things don't go the way you expected because of unexpected complications of the things you chose, you're in for real trouble.
Yeah, right. It's exactly. So I think what we were talking about before would be the key areas that might be the places to start. In other words, those things that are going to be impediments in developing a relationship, being more open, willingness to share your life and your experience with someone else. Those would be the areas to zero in on. Being a better listener, having more sensitivity towards where people are, empathy to what they're going through. A person can be an introvert and still have a great desire to share with others, but it's in the context of a singular relationship, a deep and meaningful relationship that they're willing to share with. They don't want to be out and about, and being around lots of people is not their thing, but they can be open with others and want to have others open up to them. So it's not like I want to not be an introvert anymore, I want to be more extrovert. No, you could be an introvert. Just you have to have that that willingness that I, in the right context, will, and am open to opening myself up and want others to open themselves up to me. So the impediments, I think, that we may want to focus on are those things that would impede a deep and meaningful relationship to develop between two people.
What about, those things that are obviously very directly going to have a direct impact on a relationship: communication, listening, openness, those sorts of things? What about things that are maybe a little bit deeper, where the impact is not going to be as immediately obvious, maybe a little bit less direct, perhaps? Things like maybe assessing a person's appreciation for why they're really here, what the purpose of their life is, what all of it means, etc. Would you say that those are important things to process as a part of this journey as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes the best way to confront some of the challenges that we have inside is not to address them head on. It's to eliminate them through delving deeper into ourselves, into who we are, why we're here, what our mission is. When we understand why we're here a bit more, a lot of these other challenges in the way kind of go away. It's like the little boy who comes to his parents and says that there's a monster under his bed, right? So there's really two ways that the parents can address the monster under the bed, right? What do? You either fight off the monster, or you chop the legs off the bed, and now the mattress is on the floor. There's no under the bed anymore, right? So sometimes rather than fighting our monsters inside directly, we could just we can ease the process, just chop off the bedposts, and now the mattress is on the floor, and now there's no demons. So if I can focus on the things that are really important in my life, and maybe delve a bit deeper into my spiritual self, the mission that I'm here for, my relationship with God, my relationship which then will filter into my relationship with others, that will help enhance some of the monsters under our bed that we don't have to fight off directly. It will just help us have a better perspective on what it is that I need and I'm looking for, and the whole purpose of getting together with somebody anyway.